is Green Turtle Bay, Kentucky. What a beautiful place here on Barkley Lake. We're going to go down Barkley Lake here, turn through the canal that goes between the land between the lakes, and then we're going to go down Kentucky Lake, and it's pretty much straight south down the entire Kentucky Lake to our destination at Paris Landing, Tennessee. Well, this is Kentucky Lake. Finally made it to Kentucky Lake after all these years. 40 years ago when I lived in Kentucky, we wanted to come down to land between the lakes and Kentucky Lake. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful lake. Lots of campgrounds, lots of hiking, ATV riding, biking, mountain biking. It's just a really beautiful place down here in land between the lakes. Note the beauty of Kentucky Lake. Anchorage after anchorage back in these beautiful tree-filled bays for miles and miles. No one around. Had I known, we would have anchored every night instead of stayed in Green Turtle. What a beautiful place. Make a note next time we come through, or next time if you come through on the loop, anchor in Kentucky Lake many nights. Okay, we just passed into Tennessee. We're leaving Kentucky behind, sadly. Wished we'd have spent more time in Kentucky Lake. This is gorgeous. Big mistake not to anchor out here every night. Gorgeous. We're now going to enjoy Tennessee. Goes Pat and Liz in good karma. Of course, as we started to enter Paris Landing State Park Marina, the wind really picked up. You can see it blowing across the water here. But we turned so that we could have the wind blow us into the gas dock, the fuel dock, and get a pump out and fill up with fuel. This is actually our first fuel stop since Alton, Illinois. I believe it's around 287 nautical miles that we traveled, and we took 128 gallons of fuel. We took a walk to the lodge for dinner, and we saw some raptor birds and owls, and I had a crunch burger. A crunch burger is a hamburger with potato chips, peanut butter, pimento cheese, and bacon onion jam. It was actually really good. What? Lodge here at the state park at, what's this state park called?
No, where are we? Paris.
Paris Landing, Tennessee. What a view here of the lake. Nice place. We're going on the Raptor Trail. I presume named for the red-tailed hawks and the bald eagles that are all over here. How many did you see yesterday? Like
5.
5 flying around at once behind the boat?
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
Lots of bald eagles. It's a beautiful fall day here, and the temperature is nice and cool. It's sunny, and the leaves are changing. So the Raptor Trail ends here at the lake, Kentucky Lake, and this area, since the water's at winter pool, it's really low. They've let a lot out. And there's the lake out there. Really nice place. Red-tailed hawks are here. We've seen a bunch of them flying around, and bald eagles here at the park. But I don't know if you can see this guy, but he's a pretty good sized hawk. Nice dark red-tailed hawk. The Utah Ute. And then here we have a owl. He likes to watch us, and when he turns around and looks the other way.
Yes.
There he is. We are departing from Paris Landing Marina, Paris Landing State Park in Tennessee. We're going to head down the river and see how far we get. No reservations. Continuing on down Tennessee River and bottom of Kentucky Lake. It's an absolutely beautiful fall day. Colors are changing in the trees. This place deserves a couple of weeks stay. We're sorry we didn't do it. As we come under the bridge here, you'll see me stop the boat, because if I want to transfer the controls from the lower helm to the flybridge, I have to actually put the boat in neutral as a safety measure. Once it's in neutral, it'll allow me to transfer controls to the upper helm. I go upstairs, take control, and off we go. Continuing down the bottom of Kentucky Lake, we're in Tennessee, on the Tennessee River. Came across this old building. In case you want to live here, have a nice place on the water. There you have it. Okay, we're at New Johnsonville, Tennessee. I'll go out here and show you. Really pretty. We've been moving on down the Tennessee River, Kentucky Lake. We've gotten down here to New Johnsonville and some industrial stuff down here. I've passed a few barges, but not many. This Tennessee River has very few barges and very few commercial operations by comparison to the Ohio or the Mississippi or the Illinois. But it's a nice night. We're probably about 45 minutes from our anchorage. I'm trying to go to Birdsong Anchorage. Such a beautiful, beautiful place here in Kentucky Lake, the south end. Just wonderful homes on the shores, beautiful forests and trees and creeks and anchorages all over in the little bays and nooks. It is a wonderful gem. This Kentucky Lake is a highlight. When we do our second loop, we will definitely be spending a couple of weeks in Kentucky Lake. Alright, here you can see our trip so far. Started in North Carolina and moved in all the way up the coast to New York and through the Hudson Bay and the Great Lakes in Canada and Lake Huron, down through Lake Michigan, Chicago, and we started down the Illinois River and the Mississippi River and the Ohio River and the Cumberland River, and we're on the Tennessee River now. Still got to go all the way down to the Gulf of America, across the Gulf, around the Florida Keys, Dry Tortugas, maybe the Bahamas, and up here. It's the greatest trip ever. I'd like to know about that. It's 6.9 knots. We're burning 1.9 gallon per hour. So you can kind of get an idea of that burn rate. If I go up to faster and I get up towards 8 knots, getting up 7.5 knots, it's 3.3 gallons per hour. I don't know if you can read that. 7.6 knots, so it's much more efficient to go a little slower as far as miles miles per gallon also, it's a little more efficient. And of course, if I go at full planing speed, it'll be around 16.5 to 17.5 gallons per hour at around 18.5 knots. Here you're going to have a chance to get to see us try to anchor. We're coming into the anchorage, and Allison is directing me over to where it might be good. The depths, however, in this particular anchorage were not favorable. We generally like to anchor in about 7 to 8 feet of water, and we were having a hard time finding anything less than about 12 to 14 feet here, which is interesting because the marked channel in this creek called Birdsong Creek is actually only about 8 or 9 feet deep, but when we pulled off into the anchorage, it was quite deep. We don't have a lot of chain road, and in order to sleep well at night and not worry about dragging, we like to be in more shallow water so that we can securely anchor. We decided to move over to the next bay down on the starboard side, see if we couldn't anchor there. And we did find a fairly shallow spot. We started to drop the anchor, and then the rope line got jammed in the windlass, and I had to come out and help Allison unjam the windlass. And once we got it unjammed, we actually dropped the anchor, tried to back it in and set it, and it just dragged right out. So we gave up on this spot and went back to the first spot, as you will see shortly. Before going back to the first spot, we tried one more place, the very first little bay on this creek. The problem was it was really shallow, and you'll see that I touched bottom and had to back off, which stirred up some mud. For those of you unfamiliar with boating, anchoring is not very easy. You have to get it right in the right direction. You have to set it deep. You have to have enough anchor rode out. That's the length of the chain and rope to safely and securely spend the night without dragging. So this is our anchorage tonight. It's called Birdsong Creek off the Tennessee River. And it is a really serene, beautiful place with fall colors changing. Back here is the Tennessee River, right back there. And then we've come in a little ways and around a couple of corners, just a couple, and we're pretty protected. This anchorage was actually very beautiful, as you can see here from the pictures.